All right, so this is the other thing I wanted to show you guys. I picked this up about a week and a half ago as my new daily driver. I've had a few Escalades over the years. Some of my old followers remember I used to have a black 05. It was the Tahoe sized one. That car actually got totaled like a T-bone. You guys know I've had many full-size GM SUVs over the years. I've had quite a few Suburbans, quite a few Yukons. This is actually the first, 2017 was the first year, I think, ever since like 2007 where I haven't had a full-size GM SUV. So New Year's resolution, I guess you could say, I went out and bought one. This was a one-owner Escalade. It's the ESV, which you guys know I prefer the Suburban size over the Tahoe size. So it's an ESV 04, one owner, 140,000 miles on it. I have all the service history since new. Cosmetically, it's a little beat up because it was an older guy, and he lived in a oceanfront condo in Fort Lauderdale, so it had a lot of exposure to the salt air. Undercarriage is fine, but there's a couple spots in the body, which you'd see if this truck was from, say, Massachusetts. You'd see this kind of shit, very typical in these trucks as they're getting older. You have some bubbling right here. Came with 4 brand new tires on it. They're Bridgestone, which is great. The shocks are perfectly fine. The suspension's perfect in this truck. No creaking, no clunking. It drives like $1 million, which is great. So I wasn't too worried about the cosmetics stuff. I was more concerned with service history and maintenance and having lower miles, which it has all of that. And you can see the body's very straight, besides a couple grandpa granny bumps, I like to call them, from older people backing into shit. Even though they have parking sensors, it didn't seem to help them too much. Aside from that, the body is very straight. There's no shopping cart dings or anything like that. The worst of the damage on the truck is this over here. There's a little scrape on the side. It really doesn't bother me that much. The daily driver, I'm just gonna leave it alone. It's just from there to there. Came with a nice Support Our Troops sticker on there. I left it on, you know, support our troops. It's missing a couple center caps, no big deal. I didn't wash the truck for this video. This is kind of spur of the moment, so it's not showing its full potential, but it's a very clean, solid truck. I wanted a white one and I wanted an ESV, and I got both. This is the worst of the rust on the vehicle. There's some rot back here and some rocker rot. I've got a good hookup now with a cheap body guy, so I'm gonna have him sort out all these minor things eventually. Just have him cut this out and replace it. Not a big deal. Again, I was more interested in the maintenance, and you can see again those brand new tires, and it also has new brakes all around. Came with that, with paperwork. Brooks, you know what will happen if you do that. You see the inside's in very good condition. There's no tears in the seats. The worst tear in the interior is a little crack on the driver's side door panel. Not a big deal at all. No dash cracks. All the electronics work perfectly fine. No check engine lights. Heated, cooled seats work. I've got DVD in the rear.
Back seats look like a casting couch.
They do not. I gotta unlock that door. This is a very common thing with all these GM trucks. These speaker covers get that like rusty look on them. I'll change those out from the junkyard. Not worried about that. I got the Bose radio in here. You can see it's got the captain's chairs, which is also something I wanted. I didn't want the bench seats. A little bit of minor damage to the die, but there's no tears. I've got the DVD in the back here. It's got the split air conditioning, obviously, which is working fine. I think it needs a blower motor in the front though, because the front doesn't blow, but you can feel the cold air coming through. But the back AC works, and that cools this thing down very quickly, so I'm not worried about it. Got the third row seat as well. You can see a very clean, well-maintained truck. I've got the navigation and everything that all works great, and she runs fantastic. One thing I can always tell when these trucks are maintained or not is if they have any lifter noise, because usually the ones that didn't have the oil change frequently have a lot of lifter noise, and this one has none. I have all the paperwork showing the oil changes when they were done. They were always done on time, and it's all highway miles in this truck. It was driven back and forth frequently from Fort Lauderdale, so it's really not, it never towed anything. It's been very lightly used, and this is a little banged up in the front here. But I bought this truck for $3 grand. I don't think it was a steal of the century, but it's kind of hard to find an ESV in white exactly how I wanted it with lower miles, so you can't be too picky. It's not like you're buying a Corolla or something where there's a million of them available. This was the only one I've been looking for a while, and yeah, exactly. It's a nice pearl white. It's dirty. There's shit all over the hood. I've been driving this thing everywhere, but overall it's in very good condition.
The crazy thing is things up.
Actually, I bought the kit, the professional kit. You attach it to your drill and you buff it off with a special cream and you re-clear it. I just haven't got around to it because I've been using it as a daily driver. I've already put like 1,500 miles on it in 2 weeks. Definitely needs a coolant change. But well, that's Dex Cool. So Dex Cool is actually a pink color.
It looks like fucking root beer.
This should be a pinker color like this.
Yeah.
So it's dirty. It needs to be changed. I get rid of the Dex Cool shit anyway because it causes issues with the cooling system. But nothing leaks. It runs very well. I'll fire it up for you guys so you can hear it. See, it runs very well. That's about all I can say. It's a 6.0. These are like 340, 360 horsepower, something like that. It gets up and moves. It also uses a shit ton of gas. I'm averaging 13, 14, but I live in the city. So I'm obviously doing a lot of stop and go. But that's the ESV. I hope you guys like it. I'll be doing some more videos on it. Again, I'm just going to primarily clean it up, take care of the minor cosmetic issues, and hopefully it'll serve me well as a daily driver for a long time. I made the mistake in 2016 of getting rid of my full-size GM truck, which is that blue Suburban I had, the 05. And the Element's a great car, but to me, I like to have a V8, a big, comfortable cruiser as a daily driver. Even if it's shitty on gas, I'd rather have that over a little Honda. The Element's a great little car, but it's very loud inside because there's no sound deadening. It's not very comfortable. It's not very powerful. So that has been retired to like a beach vehicle. I'm perfectly fine with that. And you can see we've got the, like I said, the nav screen, all that shit works. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you for watching, and keep an eye out for the next one. Brooke, any last remarks?
It's Brooks. That's my last remark.